everybody. Welcome to Ask Micha, where I get a little personal on the certain things that are going on in the world, certain things that are going on in my life. This is just me being vulnerable and just telling you how I feel, how I think on certain situations. So today's Ask Micha is going to be about being honest with yourself. I think we hype ourselves around the idea of, when it comes to intimacy, finding that right person or just being in a relationship in general. It's just so much pressure behind that. And I think what we don't do in those situations is kind of like step back and say, is this someone that I even like? You know, is this someone that I even consider a friend? Like, we need to pay attention to people more. Just the other day, I was just thinking, if I have to ask myself too many times or convince myself to like a guy because he's a nice guy, you know, he's kind of attractive, but it's just something about him that's just not it's just something that's missing. I feel like if you have to convince yourself because of the list of things that do look good on that person to actually like them, you don't like them. You just don't like them, and that person is just not for you. But it doesn't have to end there. Friendships always can come out of that, but then both sides have to be open-minded to a friendship. I feel like everything does not have to end with intimacy when it comes to men and women. I think we could tackle this in a very mature way. Networking is a really big thing, and you just never know who you need, you know, and you never know how you can leverage that relationship to work towards your benefit, you know. So why cut it at the ankles because it didn't work out intimately or they're just not your type? We should start seeing each other as friends. Like, we need to start building bonds and relationships with each other, because essentially, at the end of the day, that's what we want. You know, we want people that we can connect with, we can have a good time with. I just feel like we shouldn't just cut it off at that, but that's what the relationship thing. When it comes to friends, it's a little tricky. I know men and women are very different with the way that they handle their relationships, with their friendships. I feel like if anything is worth having, is worth fighting for. So if this person is going through something in their life and they may not have expressed it to you and they may be acting funny, just take a step back and be like, you know what, it may not even be about me. They may be acting out because of X, Y, and Z that happened that she has not, or he has not told me. I feel like we don't give each other enough credit when it comes to being human and on that level. We have to meet people where they are. You know, we have to be accepting of our friends and the people, our partners and things like that. So my whole take on it is just be honest with yourself across the board. If you have to convince yourself that this is someone that you possibly could be with or that you have to like, have a conversation with self and really figure out if this is the person that you want to be with or if this is the person you want to be friends with. You know, because when people show you who they are, you should kind of listen. So if you ask me, I feel like we need to take a little bit more time with the relationships that we want to build, the relationships that we're in, the relationships that we have, whether it be intimate or friendships. So leave a comment if you agree, if you disagree, if you think if it could be done, if it can't be done, if we're just too far gone with the way we deal with things. Like, sometimes things don't work out, you know, and we need to be okay with those outcomes and dealing with it in a very healthy way. That's just my take on it. Just take a look at yourself. Sometimes it's not always the person, so look within. And that was the topic for today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time on Ask Micha.